Monday, how are you? I'm really excited for today's conversation. We're going to chat all about how your body, your symptoms, what seems like your suffering, your struggles, your self sabotage is all your body, your intelligent, incredible body that you are living this life in. She's trying to help you up level. She's trying to help you up level, but we get in the way. We get so caught up in our head. We get frustrated with our bodies. But I wanted to come and have this conversation with you today. And it's funny because at first I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to come on and talk about hormones today. And I will tie that into the nervous system. But my intuition's like, no, you need to come on and talk about up level, because what a lot of us don't realize is when we have symptoms, when we struggle with body image insecurities, when we fear being vulnerable, whether it's with relationships or in your business or with yourself, healing, you're afraid of feeling your emotions, you continue to go into self-sabotage, right? But then you get upset because things aren't changing, things aren't happening, you're not manifesting everything that you want, you're not losing the weight, your energy isn't getting better, you're not feeling more confident in your body. And then you get pissed off at your body, you get frustrated with your body when your body didn't do anything wrong, right? She's like, I want you to up level, and if this is what I need to do to get your attention, to help you see that there is a deeper level of power, love, abundance, freedom, worth, value for you to experience within yourself and your life, then this is going to keep on until you decide to do something about it. And hopefully you do, so that you get to up level. And I'm going to share some examples. I'm going to use personal journey examples because it's just the easiest, but feel free to chime in. Like, I've talked to so many clients, colleagues, friends, family members, even on social media. I put a poll and all of you are like, I feel like I'm in up level, whether it's with your body and your well-being, whether it's with your business, your career, your family, your jobs, relationships, money, whatever it is, there is an up level not only going on for you, but going on in this planet. And I'm going through a big up level too. And it's very empowering. It's very positive. It's also freaking uncomfortable. But that's part of growth and evolution. And we, after all, come to this planet to evolve. You do not come here to stay the same. You do not come here to just wake up every day and have a mediocre life and continue to suffer and struggle. That's not what being a human being is about. But we've been conditioned that, oh yeah, just get by, right? Yeah, you're just going to have to live with these symptoms for the rest of your life. Oh, you're struggling with this and this. Well, you're just going to have to tolerate that. No, we're not supposed to, but we're taught and told and encouraged to just tolerate suffering, tolerate fighting with your body, tolerate whatever it is. And so I want to talk about the different phases of up level that we can go through. And there's probably more than what I'm going to share, but I'm going to chunk it out into different segments. So I don't want to say I'm fully going to show up. Well, I'm going to show up every day this week, Monday through Friday, and I'm going to talk about different phases of up level and, with body, with health, with business, with money, with relationships, with energy, with emotion, with ego. I want to go through it all because I think some of it may resonate for some of you, and that's the whole point of me showing up and doing this. So, and I will share the replays if you can't stay live. But do you feel like you're going through an up level? Do you feel like you're going through something uncomfortable right now? Do you feel like things are changing and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on? Are you feeling any of this? Because I'm definitely feeling it. My body's feeling it. There's all kinds of different things going on. But yeah, I just want to see if this is something you've been going through. And something that I will tell you that I want to work on improving myself is I feel like it's so easy for me to show up on my podcast and be vulnerable and be open and talk. And it's just easy because I can talk for as long as I want there. And I don't have a time limit. And it's different when you can, you're on an Instagram live, I'm on a video, I'm talking, there's people coming in and out, which I love. I love lives and I love interacting, but it just feels so different when I can just sit there and stare into space. So you know what? I want to be more vulnerable on Instagram. I feel like it can be so easy being in the role that I play in my business, and being that I've had my business for 10 years to just come on, share information about hormones, emotional eating, gut health, mindset. But sometimes I forget to be vulnerable or show my more personal side. And it's funny because this morning I'm I'm going to do a live today, but I'm not going to blow dry my hair and I'm not really going to do my makeup. And I only do lives when I do my makeup. And like flat iron my hair, but I don't flat iron all the time because I'm a fake blonde and I don't want all my hair to like rip off, right? Because but this is the vulnerability. And I'm like, no, like I need to show up more like this and just be and show that I'm a human too, and I go through my stuff too. So here I am, and I'm not worried about the way that I look, and I'm not worried about what anyone else thinks, but it's just like the thoughts the mind brings up, right? We all have them. I have them too. So the reason that I wanted to do this UPLEVEL series is because of all the people who are going through UPLEVEL right now, and it doesn't matter what area of your life you're going through it in. It is happening for good reason. It's not happening because the world's out to get you, the universe or God or whatever you believe in. I refer to the universe, but whatever you believe in, right? The universe is not trying to punish you. It's not out to get you. Your body is not out to get you. You, though, deserve an amazing life. You deserve vitality and your well-being and your health. You deserve abundance. You deserve to thrive. You deserve everything you want. Truly, when we come to this planet, we come here to wake up to our power and how amazing we are. And I think we forget about that because we get so conditioned that we're just these humans that are here like being an inconvenience when we're not. We're all so powerful and we all bring something unique and special to this planet. And another thing that I've been like hesitant to share, I don't know why on Instagram, because I talk about it all the time on my podcast, is like the more spiritual side of me and the more energetic side of me, but I am going to share it more because it blends into my physical and emotional work so beautifully, and I think you'll get it more. Obviously, I'm not going to shove it down your throat. You're going to take what's resonant and leave the rest, but I find the longer I've been in my business, the more women I've helped, the more they're desiring to hear more about this. And it's funny because we have 7 energy chakras in the body, and your thyroid lives here and your throat chakra is here. And my throat chakra has been pissed at me because I haven't been talking about these things. And I'm like, okay, I hear you, right? So if we're like, I've had this just stimulation feeling in my throat chakra for like a week and a half, and I'm like, you know what, I'm holding back. I need to go on and share more of this. So here I am. So thank you for witnessing me. I'm really excited. So let's dive in. So are you in an UPLEVEL right now? If you are, what's going on? What are you experiencing? What are you feeling? Is it with your body? Is it with your health and well-being? Is it in business? Is it money? Is it relationship? Is it world stuff? And you're like, holy crap, what is going on? Like, are we doomed? Which, may I reassure you, I don't think we are at all. And I think a lot of good is coming for the planet. But I want to talk about the first phase of UPLEVEL that I went through, and then I want you to see if it's resonant. And like I said, I'm going to dive through like physical UPLEVELs with the body, emotional, energetic, spiritual. I'm going to talk about business too, since I have run a business for almost the last 10 years, and like things that I'm experiencing now that are pushing me to my next level of UPLEVEL. And one of them is vulnerability, being more vulnerable on social media. Yes, coming with love and sharing my gifts, but also just like whatever, right? Being me. So when my first UPLEVEL that I feel like I really experienced, and please feel free to, share in the comments if you feel like you're going through an UPLEVEL, but your body doesn't give you the symptoms and the emotional eating, the sabotage with food, the unworthiness, the weight gain, the fatigue for no reason. She's giving you the symptoms and she's putting you into these behaviors, and you're putting yourself into these behaviors because there is a deeper level of awareness, understanding, learning, mastery, forgiveness, love, compassion for you to build for yourself. And as you build it for yourself, guess what? Then you ripple it out into the world, whether you end up in a business where you're helping other people with it, or you just treat people differently because you're treating yourself differently, and or however it ripples out. And it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, like it all has an impact. But for me, my first phase of my UPLEVEL was when I was, 21 years old, and I was deep in binge eating multiple days a week, eating until I was so full I was sick. My digestive system was a nightmare. I just gained a ton of weight, felt so insecure, and I was just fighting with my body. I was so desperate to lose it. I was so desperate to look a certain way. I thought weight loss was just going to fix everything. I was so asphyxiated and obsessed with looking a certain way, thanks to body image insecurities, being bullied as a child about my weight from people at school, and Hollywood. Like, they brainwash you and convince you that everyone has this perfect body, and if you don't have it, you're not enough, and it's all BS, right? Because there's so much photoshopping and editing. So I was fighting with my body. I was in this big battle with her, just like binging her, hating her, shoving down all my emotion with food because I was afraid to feel. I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to manage my stress levels. I didn't know anything about well-being or how to take care of myself at all. And so the first phase of up level for me was my low point when I ate out of a garbage can. So I finished a binge, and I always would say, like, if I throw it out, I will be turned off and I will not have it. But this particular night, I thought, well, if this is the last time I'm going to do this, right, that all or nothing mentality started to kick up, I might as well finish the food. So I dug through the garbage, I ate the Oreo cookies, and then I just sat on the floor and I was like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Like, I just ate out of a garbage. I was bawling. There's so much shame and like guilt and anger and frustration. Like, just this wide array of emotion was like running through my body. I was afraid. I was, just like, is this meant to be my life? Like, I didn't think that I'd end up here, like broke. I literally always had like no money in my bank account. I was alone. I wasn't dating. I was like in my early 20s, which you think is like the prime of your life. And here I am sitting at home eating out of my garbage can. But I needed this moment to happen because my body was so desperately trying to push me into an up level, right? But I was in this victim mode, like, poor me, why is this happening? I don't understand. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to suffer. This is kind of some of the mentalities we can have when we're going through an up level. We're like, what the hell? Why are you doing this to me, universe, God, whatever? Like, why is this happening? But if we don't know how to listen internally, if we haven't done any mindset or emotional work, if we don't know how to listen to our body, like, there's so much we're lacking in knowledge and awareness, which is nobody's fault, that it's really hard to think that it could be happening for your greater good, right? Like, you're just thinking, I just want to lose weight and feel confident in my body. I just want better energy. I just want to balance my hormones, whatever it is. But I needed that moment to happen, and we need these up level moments to happen because I was sitting in this comfort zone of like denial. Oh, my emotional eating's not that bad. Oh, I just need to lose weight. Like, if I can just get back to the weight I was a year ago, like, everything will be perfect. Even when I had lost weight, nothing was working, and I got too thin and my cycle disappeared. Like, nothing was working. And so the fear of change will keep us stuck. The longer we choose to stay in a comfort zone of things that aren't serving us, whether it's not the right relationship, it's you not sharing your voice on social media and being vulnerable if you have a business, you continuing to ignore the self-sabotage with food, you continuing to make yourself last on your priority list because you're afraid to stop and feel your emotions and set boundaries and claim your power and worth, like, whatever it is, right? We will continue to tolerate and unfortunately tolerate suffering to whatever level. And then we manifest things we don't want. More lack, unhealthy relationships, misaligned people, speeding tickets, things we don't want. Because we are in this space of misalignment. Because we're ignoring, we're not nurturing our body necessarily. We're not taking care of ourselves properly, whether we know how to or not. And we're in this constant negative cycle of affirming negative things and being frustrated and angry because things aren't working the way that we want them to. So for me, this was such a pivotal moment because then my up level started. Now I knew, and I know for all of us, this isn't just me or certain people. It's not about luck. I truly believe that human beings are not supposed to suffer to the level that we have. Yes, we come here, we choose. I believe the soul incarnates into a body. We choose the things, the lessons we want to learn in this lifetime, and planet Earth is the Earth school. So we come down here, we learn this. If you don't believe in that, it's fine, but this is what I believe. Believe whatever you want, right? This is me just being vulnerable. And, I just don't feel we should have to suffer as much as we do. And what your body is trying to assist you with, what your soul really is trying to assist you with in your body is, okay, like, we love you unconditionally. You did not come here to just suffer and like this be your life. We have so much more planned for you. Let's get you to muster up your courage and figure this out. Let's get you to find your courage, find your bravery, and like realize that being in a comfort zone when you're suffering is not healthy. It's not good for you. It keeps you stuck, and it can cause a lot of health issues and suffering and emotional, mental health stuff, and it drops your vibration. And then, like I said, you're not a match for all the things you want to attract into your world. So my first up level was really realizing I had a serious food addiction. that I was using food to numb, suppress, and shove down my emotions. I was using food to punish myself. I was not able to manage with stress in a healthy way. I hated my body and I struggled with body image issues and I didn't love myself. That was really the first step of this whole up level, was building awareness and understanding those things. And it wasn't easy to just be like, oh, I have these things going on, let me start working on it. It wasn't that cut and dry. It was like so many tears and so many ups and downs and so many failures, back into binge eating again, and so uncomfortable, right? And we all go through this. We're all human. We've all been through our stuff. I'm sure you've been through yours too. So feel free to share if you can relate. But it's just like, I knew there was something more. Even though I was feeling all this, I'm like, what the heck? Why am I struggling with all of this? Like, there was this deeper power within me. Like, you've got to figure this out. You're going to figure this out. Just go. Just get on a path. So sometimes we need these really ick moments to happen to help kick us up out of the comfort zone, to help us realize, wow, I don't want to keep in this. I don't want this to continue to be my life. I don't want to cut my life short. I don't want to keep suffering. I deserve so much more. So I'm going to start trying to figure this out, whether you decide you want to start figuring it out on your own or you want to get help. Now, I didn't get help at the time for two key reasons. Number one, I didn't have the money to do so. And three. Number two, I had gone once for a therapy session and found it absolutely useless. And then was so turned off that I'm like, no. And then the third was this invisible guidance that was like, you're going to figure this out. You're going to do it on your own. I obviously just didn't know at the time. It was because I was going to be helping women with this. And sometimes when we're going through something deep, there's a personal lived experience to go through because there's some mission that you're not yet aware of that you're going to be fulfilling. Yeah, Mira, totally. It's totally, it's very true. You just have to stick to a clean plan. It's changed my life for sure. Yeah. It's life changing to like just have this blind faith and go. And that's what I did, because my body, my soul was like, Amber, like, you're not meant to hurt yourself with food. Yes, I was meant to go through that experience, right? Because so many other women and men, but women are suffering and struggling to some extent with what I went through. And I hated how much I hurt. And I didn't want other women to go through that. It's not fun to go through. And I know so many women have suffered because I've helped so many and talked to so many more. And I just felt this deep desire to heal, to figure out why do I hate my body? Why am I addicted to all these foods? Why am I using food so much to cope? Why did I become so obsessed with needing to look a certain way? Like all these questions, right? And you know that you're meant to heal something and serve a bigger purpose with it when you start learning about everything you're struggling with, and you just want to like soak it up like a sponge. And then like everything I started to learn, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so fascinating. Sugar is 10 times more addicted than cocaine. Wow. Okay. Wow. I have binge eating issues. Wow. I need to start figuring out my emotional eating triggers. That makes sense. I'm not crazy. Right? Yeah. Dedication for sure. But the thing is before you can build dedication, like you've got to be willing to get on the journey. And that's one of the biggest blocks for so many people is we're afraid to get uncomfortable. We're afraid to be vulnerable. We are afraid to face our stuff. It feels hard. And because we live in such a quick fix society where you can order something and have it be at your house in like 2 hours, like we prefer that quick fix dopamine hit path. And so for those of you who maybe have been like in diet addiction and chronic dieters and you fear giving that up and actually trying to face the stuff like the emotions and the self-sabotage because you're like, I know diets, that's my comfort zone. I'm so fearful of giving up food as a coping mechanism, or I'm so fearful of giving up my daily weigh-ins. I'm so fearful of balancing on my exercise routine or learning to love myself because I'm afraid of success. I'm afraid of what's on the other side. Who am I going to be without food? I'm afraid of starting a business. Like I had 2 conversations like this last week with women who are like, I have gifts, like I'm intuitive, I'm a healer, I'm a reader, I give this to the world, but I'm so afraid of being seen because I don't feel worthy. I don't feel good enough. I don't feel comfortably being seen. I need to lose weight first. And I'm like, no, we need you right now. The world needs all the healers and light workers and like all the love that every single person here has to come forward. Right. and like you holding back because you don't feel like you look good enough and that people are going to judge you, like you're doing yourself and the world a disservice. And that's a big reason why doing this healing and letting your body take you on this up level is so important, because you matter, you are good enough, you are worthy, you're so powerful, and you matter, and you're really important. We all are. And I just want to remind you of that in case you've forgotten. So the body wants to take you on this up level because the body's like, nah, this is not going to be our life. The soul's like, nah, we did not come here to stay here. Maybe you had something to learn in this experience, and now it's time to figure it out so that you can learn from it, learn how to become more in tune with your body, maybe connect with your intuition, discover your gifts, your purpose. Like if you haven't figured out your purpose yet and you don't know why you're here, maybe part of it is there is an up level for you to go through to help you gain clarity, rather than continuing to try the same things over and over and not have them work for you, right? So up level, the body, your body unconditionally loves you. I can't say enough. It's the mind that gets programmed, the ego, to be critical, to put yourself down, to hold yourself back. Well, maybe I shouldn't go and do that live. Maybe I shouldn't say this because people might judge me. Maybe people will leave and unfollow me. And it's like, well, whatever. I really don't care anymore. I'm going to be myself, and whoever stays, amazing. And whoever doesn't, that's okay. Like, we're not all for everybody. But when we do ourselves the disservice of letting our ego limiting mind talk us out of things, we do the world a disservice, and I do you a disservice, right? This is about showing up and just being in my power and sharing authentically. And hopefully it inspires someone or lights a fire under someone's butt and lets you know you're not alone. So then my body took me on this whole journey of up level. If I wouldn't have had the body image insecurities, if I wouldn't have gone through binge eating and food addiction, if I wouldn't have gone through the weight obsession and the body image issues and the ups and downs, like literally gaining and losing 20, 30, 40 pounds every other month, like it's not a typo when I say I lost and gained 1,000 pounds in 5 years, and it took another 5 to balance my hormones and digestions, and it took probably, a good 7 or 8 to really learn to love myself, because it did. And that's the honest truth. But the up level helped me with so many things that I would not have. If I wouldn't have gone through that and chose to up level and let my body and my intuition guide me and learn what I did, I would not have a business. I would not have a thriving business. I would not have helped all the women I have. I wouldn't be here with you today sharing this. So this goes to show the significance of the up level that I chose to be led through. We don't have to choose it. We can stay the same. You can stay suffering. You can stay small. You can stay letting your insecurities lead you. However, I highly don't encourage that, because you're so powerful beyond what you can imagine, and you deserve to not suffer. However, you have to choose that, right? You have to choose that. So that part of my up level made me very aware of so many things, including being aware that I didn't know how to cope with stress, being aware that I was using food to numb, distract, shove down emotion, being aware that I didn't know how to feel my emotions, and frankly, I was afraid to do so. Being aware that I had this hurt inner 5-year-old that was still upset about being called fat and ugly on the bus all those years ago. Being aware that I was putting my worth into how much I looked. I was giving my power away to others in their validation of what they thought of me, instead of me just knowing for myself that I am worthy and I am an amazing person, just like we all are, right? And that's a humble and a confidence and a knowing. It is not an arrogance, right? My body taught me how to build awareness. I had no idea what awareness was until I started on this journey. And now I'm so grateful that I've been brought to this level of fine-tuning and attunement to the point where I can feel when the energy's off in the world. I can tell when my thyroid's off, my throat chakra. I can feel my adrenal glands when they go off. I can tell when I need to change my food or my supplements. I can tell when I'm like blocking my own abundance and new clients from coming in. Like, I'm so attuned now, but it took me 13 years to get here, and it's going to be a journey that's always deepening, and you get to do the same. I teach this to my clients all the time. Awareness is the first step to any level of healing, any level of change, transformation, getting closer to what you want is first being aware, right? What are the symptoms that you're having that you suspect could be contributing to a certain hormone issue? What are the triggers that are triggering you to emotionally eat or binge? What triggers you to become critical of your body? What insecurities do you have that block you from making yourself more of a priority? right? Are you sensitive to energy? Like, we can't figure this out until we start understanding and building awareness. So I started building awareness around my emotional eating triggers. I started to become aware of how uncomfortable I felt feeling my emotions. I started to practice different self-care tools to help me feel and process, and also to build awareness around what I felt could really help and what didn't. I started to become aware of how, wow, if I ate a lot of refined sugar, I'd crave it more and then I'd lose control and binge. I started to become aware of how much of a people pleaser I was. I started to become aware of how desperately I wanted everyone to like me. I really realized that I had this void, this lack of self-love. And if my body wouldn't have pushed me through this up level, I would have never have figured these things out, right? So the body up level, your body is trying to help you build awareness so that you can see where you're lacking, where you're not feeling whole and complete, where there's healing to do, shadow work to do, right? Where there is maybe symptoms going on that the only way to get your attention is to, your body's like, the only way she's going to change is if I gain weight. If we put on weight, the gut issues aren't making her make it changes or look at it. The low energy, she's tolerating that. So I find for a lot of women, what really gets them is the weight gain, because it's uncomfortable, because they put their worth in what they look like, right? Because we live in, unfortunately, a very superficial society, but I feel like that's going to change. So the body will bring on things that just piss you off and make you uncomfortable and make you upset, and then you think your body's out to get you, and your body's not out to get you. She's very intelligent. She loves you unconditionally. And she's going, how the heck can I get her attention? Because she has so much more in store for you, and she wants to teach you. She wants to teach you self-love. She wants to teach you power, mastery. She wants to teach you about your gut and your hormone health and why you have the cravings you do. She wants to teach you about your intuition. She wants to teach you how to become aware and how to connect with yourself so that you can heal, the self-sabotage, stop hating yourself, stop shoving your emotions down with food. She wants to teach you so that you can feel empowered to take steps to balance these certain physical symptoms, to have healthy ways to cope with and express your emotions, to learn who you really are, and to share that with the world however you see fit. Because the more each one of us individually chooses to heal and up level and do our own inner work, the more as a collective we positively impact the planet. And to me, that's how we evolve as a species and we uplift this planet, is each one of us choosing to do our individual work, and then we show up and we share that with the world however we see fit. And it doesn't matter what your background is, what your job, your business, your career, etc. It is about healing so that you know, when you feel good, you treat other people better. When I used to feel like crap because I hated my body, like I could have probably been nicer to people, right? Like I wasn't ever really mean, but I definitely, you could tell days after I binge ate because I was a lot just sadder and not shining my light. So the up level brings us so much, right? That up level helped me build so much awareness around so many things, the corruption in food industry and big pharma and beyond. It helped me start to express my emotions and explore them. That body up level helped me heal my relationship with food that was so destructive on my body. I started to learn about my hormones and my gut health. I started to love myself and realize, wow, like we're meant to love ourselves. We're not meant to hate ourselves. It helped me stop chasing my worth outside of myself. I stopped the daily weigh-ins. I stopped the diets. It helped me stop fighting with my body, which I'm so grateful for, because your body gives you life. It's the divine vessel that you're living this life in, and without your body, you wouldn't be here. So let's try to be a little more patient and gentle and compassionate toward our body. She's not doing anything wrong. It's like your result from the neck down is your thoughts and your behaviors and emotion state. So if you're unhappy with the body and the way that she's functioning, what are you thinking? How are you taking care of yourself? Right? What is your emotional state? It's so important for us to build awareness with these things, because if we're not happy, what we have to be willing and courageous enough to do is go like, this is my responsibility to look at and start dealing with. Yes, you can get support, you can get guidance. And at the end of the day, though, it's your responsibility to show up and start making the changes and explore and get uncomfortable and heal what doesn't serve you. And there was so much that didn't serve me. I just didn't know about it at the time. So this up level helped me heal so much and learn to love myself and fill a void and stop hurting myself with food. It helped me stop obsessing about my weight. It helped me start to connect with my intuition and my empath side, and that I was sensitive to energy, and I always had been. I just didn't realize it. It helped me realize finally why I came here, right? I found my purpose, which was helping women heal this too, and helping women know that you're not alone, and having a guide to help you along the way. I mean, to me, that's a freaking huge up level, right? And I'm going to get deeper into different segments of this up level and business up level as we go through the week. But this is what I really wanted to share today, is the body is trying to lead you. So if you have the fatigue, if you have the horrible PMS, you have the acne, you have the binge eating struggles, the binging and purging, the emotional eating struggles, you're fighting with your body, you're fighting with your weight, you're fighting with money, you're fighting in relationships. Here's something, I'm going to post about this tomorrow, but I want to share this with you. Whatever you need to happen in your life, you're actually repelling and turning off from receiving. Because need comes from lack, comes from unworthiness. I don't feel good enough. So if you need to lose weight and you're struggling to do so no matter what you try, it's probably because you're trying so hard and putting so much pressure on that you're causing the opposite effect to happen, right? If you need to make a certain amount of money today or this month and you're doing the complete opposite and attracting the complete opposite, it's because there is deeper healing and shifting with your energy and your thoughts and the way you're showing up. It's powerful, and it's all happening and conspiring for your greater good to help you to a deeper level of healing, peace, freedom, ease, right? I was a stress case like 14 years ago. I was giving myself so much anxiety. I was so reactive so easily. I was very, very critical, very negative. And I have love and compassion. I didn't know what I didn't know, and neither do any of you when we start this journey. But I will tell you, yes, I have my ups and downs. We all do. We're all human. But the level of peace that I feel now is priceless, and I want you all to experience that. I know there's a lot going on in the world, and have love and compassion if you're being affected by anything, but I just feel such a calm and peace. I'm not worried about anything going on in the world. I trust and know so much good is coming because I've done deeper work. And for the women that I know and people that I know that are doing their deeper work, there's a lot of peace. I don't feel fear. I'm not worried that doom is headed our way. The world is not going to end for us. It's the not so good ones that it's going to collapse for, right? But if this was all happening 14 years ago, I'd be binge eating like crazy, right? So as we heal, as you choose to let your body take you on this journey to healing, whether it's physical healing, emotional, energetic healing, spiritual healing, behavioral healing, like self-sabotage, right? Whatever it is, you just build more power, more inner peace, more humbleness, more love for yourself and others, right? Life completely changes for the better. And as I healed this, guess what? Then my body led me to start a business that's been very successful, and I'm very grateful. Gotten to help a lot of women, and I'm excited to just keep evolving and growing and expanding the support. I've learned so much that I didn't go to business school. I just started a business. I wanted to help women, and it's been the biggest growth, emotional roller coaster ever that I've ever experienced. So I thought the healing of the body would be, but the business, because it's like mastery, and it's so much about manifestation and money, and money is an energy and a currency. So it's not just something that it's just different, right? It's more vulnerable. It requires deeper trust and faith in yourself and the universe. So my body put me through this healing up level first, and then this business up level, and now it's like this mastery up level. And we all get to choose. Am I ready to let my body lead me through up level, or am I gonna just stay here and keep tolerating and struggling and suffering? Like, what do I want? What do I want? And it doesn't mean you have to make a million changes all at once. You just start slowly and take one step, and then take another, and you celebrate each step because they're all profound and significant, and it's what gets you to where you are, right? And I feel like just the energy of the world is up level right now. People are getting put in uncomfortable situations. A lot of change is happening, but it's happening to conspire for our greatest good. So the first step was very uncomfortable. having to feel emotions when I didn't want to, wanting to just eat and get the dopamine hit, but then realizing I was just hurting my body and taking years off my life, right? Wanting to just keep in the same habits. I could have chose that, but I wouldn't have what I do now. The up level with my body and my healing brought me the most incredible relationship with the most amazing man that I'm just forever grateful for. He's the most amazing. Versus before I learned to love myself, I kept attracting guys that were unavailable, who were alcoholics. Like, it was so out of alignment because I didn't love myself and I was in addiction, right? So the more we heal, the more we attract and become an energetic match for everything we want. And it's not just woo-woo fluff, it's the honest truth. Manifestation is so powerful, and your thoughts create your reality, and your cells listen to your thoughts. So if you're not happy with your body and your reality, are you willing to go inside and really take big responsibility and ownership for it? Because it's your life and you're co-creating it. You are creating it, believe it or not. So today is all about the body. The body started to lead me on this up level to healing, to starting a business, to assisting others, to building deeper trust and faith, to love, to money, right? It's been such a journey with like healing money fears and fears of abandonment. So I'm going to talk about that. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Because the more you heal, the more peace, power, love, compassion, gratitude you experience. And to me, that's priceless. And you can't buy that. You can only feel that through healing, practice, embodiment, doing the work, showing up and doing the work. I feel like that word is just but it is. You got to show up and do the healing and want to do the healing. And there's days where it's like, I don't want to do this, and there's days where you're like, I know this is going to make a huge difference. So it's like one step at a time, be compassionate. I feel like I'm rambling now, but that's what I wanted to get across today. Is your body's putting you through the symptoms, the weight gain, the emotional eating, the people pleasing, the unworthiness, the putting yourself last on your priority list, because she's trying to get your attention because she wants you to up level. She wants you to heal. She wants you to be free of your symptoms. She wants you to be aware of her and have awareness. She wants you to connect with her. She wants you to build your worth. She wants you to remember how powerful you really are. That's why you're going through this. Not because she's punishing you, not because the world's out to get you, and because you're meant to suffer. You're not. But are you willing to shift your perception and see that as you go on this journey, you learn so much that you would have never if you weren't going through what you were? And are you willing to go on that journey? Are you willing to look at that? It will change your life for the better. I promise you that. I have all the proof in the world for myself and all the women I've worked with. And many others who, when you heal, you have a ripple effect and it positively impacts others. Right? And that's just such a gift to me. It's such a gift. So I hope this was resonant for you today. Feel free if you had an aha or you want to just share, like, whether you DM me if you don't want to share it in the comments, or you can share in the comments, like, what are you resisting or fearing changing or facing or dealing with? For fear of being judged, for fear of being rejected, for fear of failure, right? It seems too uncomfortable. It seems like way too much. I don't even know where to start. Like, but what are you resisting changing that's continuing to like be in your face? And it's continuing to cause lots of ick in your life, right? Suffering, symptoms, frustration, stress. It does not have to continue. Be willing to start looking at it and going on the journey. And by all means, like, you can start on your own or you can get support. It's whatever feels best for you, right? It's truly whatever feels best for you. I can tell you from experience of like hiring mentors and business coaches, like I didn't really work with anyone to help with the emotional eating healing or that kind of stuff. But I've had like business mentors and all kinds of things, and I've, received so much help of things that I had no idea about, and it helped me calibrate to that level and momentum more quickly. And now because I know what I do when someone comes to work with me, it doesn't take them 10 years to heal unless they decided to literally not show up and do anything. Like, women are healing self-sabotage with food in like 6 to 12 months. Some takes a bit longer, but everyone's journey is different. They're gaining relief from, the acne, the low energy, the gut issues in like weeks and months. Some it does take longer, but you get to calibrate when you work with someone who can really assist you and knows what you're going through and it's a bonus if they've been through it themselves, you calibrate and shift more easily because they have your mind. They understand what's going on for you. They're very attuned. And that's something that I think is really a gift, right? So if you want to have a conversation about going on a journey, you're welcome to send me a DM, or you can book a body freedom call or a biz freedom call, because I do work with women, coaches and women who have businesses who are putting yourself last, right? You are in a constant state of chaos and feeling frazzled. You are not showing up in the world with your gifts, your business, your healing, and your relationships, whatever, because you're feeling insecure with your body. You don't want to be seen, right? That's the kind of work I do in that phase, and you want to grow and expand and be seen and assist more women or whoever you work with. We can have a conversation about that too. But support is available if you desire it. There's one-on-one, there's group, there's the hormone program, whatever you feel you want details on, DM me. I'm happy to chat. Or you can book a 30-minute session and we can hop on Zoom together. I know you'll know what you need, right? So I hope you enjoyed this. I will be back tomorrow for part 2 at 12:30 Mountain Standard Time, around 12:30ish. And we're going to talk more about this whole body helping you to up level. And I'm going to share more about like the mindset piece tomorrow, I think. We'll see. I'm going to let my body and my intuition decide, but right now that's what feels resonant. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. And if you're watching the replay, feel free to leave a comment or a DM if you want to chat a bit about your fears and worries and hesitancies around up level, even though deep down you know it's the next thing that you need to help you. Because we all know deep down, amongst all the ego chatter and the mindset and the symptoms, that like it's exactly what we need is to go on the journey and to face our stuff. It's life-changing. You won't regret it, I promise. Sending you lots of love.